Now all the barrels are clean. The ultrasonic is finished as well. And as we predicted, the water in the picture Jasper was much clearer than that in the Australian lace agate, because there was a lot more slurry left in that. Alright, I'm going to run outside, dump these, because we don't want any of this water, even though it's such a minute amount, in our indoor plumbing. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, we are back with our vibratory unit. Our polish barrel, we're just going to dampen it down. We're going to get our little funnel. We are going to put our damp picture Jasper that we had just finished the ultrasonic bath with. We're just gently going to put all the stone in the barrel. Man, it could go faster, but I don't want to damage these really lovely stones. Alright, now that should be enough. Okay. Let's see how much room we have left. Yeah. I think there's enough room. So we can put our Australian lace agate in there as well. Oh, goodness, this is just a crazy setup. I don't like it at all. Just easier to do without the stand. We are going to turn the unit on and we're going to mix just going to mix the stone a little bit. And now we are going to put our wet polish ceramics in there, just a little bit at a time. Now, turn the unit on. One tablespoon of borax. Now we've got our stage 5 2-micron aluminum oxide. One nice heaping tablespoon, excuse me. Let's give that a moment. I really don't think I'm going to need a second tablespoon. But I just want to see what the slurry looks like after this mixes for a while. I think I've been using too much polish. You know, it doesn't polish any faster with more in there. So why waste it? Darn, that's looking really good. I think 1 tablespoon is all I needed. Just watch that for a moment. And I think this is the only thing that's going to be in this unit for the next 3 days. We won't have any other stages running because nothing else is ready. Oh, that's delightful. Tap that up. Picture Jasper, Australian lace agate, and polish. Today's September 30th. I will check on it in a couple hours and see how the action's running and if I need to add any water or anything to it. And then, yeah, we should probably see this in about 3-4 days, see how that's doing. All right, let's go do the other barrel inspections. Okay, we are back with our lepidolite. Let's see if any of this is ready to move forward to the next stage. Yeah, it looks like a fresh break. This one kinda looks ready. Kinda. I don't know. I don't think any of this is ready. I mean, in this piece, it just looks like I can just snap it off with my hand. I get a piece of paper towel. So it's usually the case, and I don't want it all over everything else. Oh, gosh. I barely had to touch it. And all of that comes off with it. Gosh, look at that. Okay, so that's a no. I don't think any of this is ready. It's all got little issues. See, I don't think that would polish well in this little section, so that should just be chiseled off. It's a little quartz corner. Yeah, oh gosh, I just applied the tiniest bit of pressure and it broke. So, yeah. That's going back in. That's just a monster of a piece. This is mostly quartz. It's got the green in there. It could either be tourmaline or emerald, depending on where the stone was mined. I just think that pink might be tourmaline too. I'll throw that back in. I am going to run one more week because none of this stuff looks good enough to move forward. It all looks pretty shabby. I should probably take the ceramic out, but I need some volume. You know what, I am going to dig through here. And take out some of the ceramic, because I don't think it had enough. I think I had too much in it. Alright, let's... There's a lot of ceramic in that container. It's just a little 1.5 pound barrel. You can see I have like just nothing in here now, hardly anything. Let's put all this back in. Let's run it for one more week and just let it do whatever damage it's going to do, because I really do have enough lepidolite to run a medium batch, but I just wanted to get all of it done together. Now you see why I put the ceramic media in here, because it's so empty. But I had too much in last time. We'll do a little more. Trying to get some of these bigger pieces. Alright, this is only half full. It's going to have plenty of room to do whatever damage it's going to do. So I'm going to recharge this with 1 tablespoon of borax because, you know, we put it in everything. It helps with grit suspension, which means it's not going to pool up at the bottom of the container. And from all the cleanouts that you've witnessed, you see that that's true. And it helps with barrel cleanup. It makes it just like I don't have to scrub anything. It's just lovely. Alright, so put that in there. We're going to dig out our stuff. Our Stage 1 6090 silicone carbide grit. And I'm only going to put 1 tablespoon in here, because it's really not getting used up. You know what? I'm doing a little bit less. Yeah, let's put some water in here. This is going to be really messy and sloshy. And today is 9:30. Ooh, it's a little wet. Okay, we will see the Lepidolite next week. Regardless of the contents of this barrel next week, I'm going to move it to 120. Not necessarily the stones that are in here. Anything in this barrel that does not shape to the point where I want it to be in the second stage, I'm going to put it in the outdoor garden because I have enough stone to run this project in medium. I'm just over it already. Okay, I'll be right back. I don't know if it's more fun to inspect a barrel that only has 1 type of stone in it, or to have one that's a mix of a lot of different things. So what's fun about this barrel, everything in it is in Stage 1 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit, and they're bits and pieces of projects we've run previously that just needed more time in Stage 1, or they got damaged in a later stage and had to be busted back for corrections. And everything in this barrel is an ite. We have Unakite, Amazonite, or maybe it's Amazonite, I don't know, Labradorite, well, I lied. And then we have Sunstone and Moonstone. But they're all a 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale, so they can all run together pretty easy. Oh, I thought they were all ites, but I guess I was wrong. This project we're running is really for the Unakite. So let's start with that, and the rest of these are just fun, barrel fillers. So, Unakite, how much of this is ready to move to 120? It feels nice, but there's a couple of rough spots. Like there's a little bit of rough right there. You can see that. Oh gosh, that bruise is really bad on that thumb. Anyway, and that's a druzy pocket. which I think the crystals have probably come out of. But I would like this to run one more week. Anything we're going to run for another week in stage 1 will go in the barrel. Anything to move forward, it will be set aside. Okay, and again, there's another little pocket. And in this natural divot, there's some fracture line crevices there. I'd like to have that smoothed out a little bit more. We'll give that another week. And that could use a little bit more time. I'm getting super picky with this Unakite. I have run it in the past and it is so beautiful that I'm going to. That one can move forward. Then I'm going to be super picky. Okay, see that? I know that this is going to go into a vibratory unit when I move from silicone carbide grits to aluminum oxides. I run my aluminum oxides in the vibratory unit because those are pre-polishes and polish, and that unit jams the polish slurry into these crevices so much so that if I don't have most of that worked out before it goes in there, it's going to be a nightmare to clean. So that's going to just take more time. Aww. Right there. With these heavily patterned stones, it's difficult to visually see the imperfections, and so your thumb, you know, your touch really picks it up. Yeah. There's a couple of spots on this one. There's some pitting. Oh, there's a lot on that one. And you can see there's still grit stuck in there. But it's going back in stage 1. And it's stage 1 grit. Oh, I really thought there'd be more moving forward. Just that tiniest of little pin pricks right there. Oh, no. That makes me feel better about keeping it in stage 1. Trying to get the camera to pick this. There it is. Huh. Wow, I really thought more of this would be ready to move forward. The whole top of that needs dumped. When I did a quick rinse outside, it felt like glass, so I thought it would be able to move forward more. There's no sharp edges, there's no, you know, anything I want to shape per se. I just want to work out any little rough spots. That can go forward. So 2 more moving forward so far. And we got a lot of barrels to get through today. But let me know in the comments if you'd like to see shorter videos that are just per barrel. You know, so like I've got 3, 7, I've got 8 barrels plus the vibratory units this week. So like 9 or 10 barrels typically every week. And I've been running the videos, like the whole thing, on one video, or sometimes I break it into 2. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see like 9 videos a week, but they're short, or if I can just continue to do it the way I'm doing it. No, that was supposed to go in there. Because I know these videos are really long. They're usually typically about an hour, hour and a half long. Some of them I have to separate out. because it'd be 3 hours long otherwise. I mean, it takes a lot of time, and this is not, you know, a highlight reel. This is what it actually takes to do rock tumbling. What I need is a class on how to not hit the damn camera every time. Aw, yeah. It's gotta go back in. Boy, is that a vibrant piece. But it's got this epidote right here. It's the green. It's really rough. I'd like to smooth that out a little more. Wow, this is crazy. Only 3 pieces are ready. I think this is where that broken chip came from earlier. And as you can see, that fracture line's pretty deep. I wonder if I could do that with my hand. Oh, and I could. I thought Unakite would be too hard to do that. So that's going back to have all that shaped out. So these little tiny chips and pieces that break off, I don't really throw it in the garbage. I throw them in my outdoor garden. So it will be part of the beautiful landscape at some point. So 4 pieces are going to move forward. This is the Unakite that is ready to go to medium. So let's just stick these pieces in here to wait for the rest of the barrel that's going to need to run. So my Unakite almost fills the bottom of the barrel. Probably would if I moved the stone. Yeah, it gives me a layer on the bottom. All that needs another week, possibly 2. Alright, let's see what else is in the barrel that can help fill this so that we can run it. Let's start with our Amazonite. Lots of mica in this. Some quartz. It feels mostly pretty good. There's just a little bit. It's the tiniest bit that could use more work. Boy, is that a beautiful color. That fracture line is not going anywhere. And now that we have the ultrasonic cleaner, we can clean that out. I think I'll move that to medium. Aww. This hole. Oh, was that a visual? No. Yeah, I think that could go to medium. I think this one might break. Whoa. Yeah, it broke. And it's breaking because of all the mica was in that seam. And it's a much softer material. I'm going to put it in the barrel as filler. All this black is mica. That's just going to be a filler stone. Which means I don't care if it grinds down to nothing. Now, whatever's left of it's going to end up in the outdoor garden. This could just use a little bit more time. No, that's not breaking. It looks like it might, but it does need more time. Alright, we are going to pull these 2 pieces of Amazonite out, and it's going to be ready for medium. I don't want this scratching my stones. That's stage 1. Oh, there's still some flash left. labradorite. Ooh, there's some pretty. That can go with stage 2. Oh, I think stage 2 will get that out. I am going to move that to stage 2 just because I want, but I'll use the ultrasonic cleaner because it's this pitting is why these didn't move forward before. And now that I've got that cleaner, I feel better. I don't like that. That's too rough. So that's going back in the barrel. And we only have 3 pieces of sunstone. Let's see how it's doing. Again, with these fracture marks, I didn't want to move them forward because at the time, I only had a rotary tumbler and I did not have an ultrasonic cleaner. So I thought that this would just be such a pain and could possibly damage the run that I did not move it forward. And it has a druzy pocket. Oh, it had all kinds of stuff in it. It almost looks like pyrite inside there. Could be. Because I don't really think gold grows with sunstone, so that's got to be pyrite. Cool beans. That can move forward. That is just a janky stone. I mean, there's a lot of damage on that. Back in the barrel. Aw, he's so cute and so little. But it has a damaged end. Back in the barrel. Still hardly anything in here. Okay, let's move on to moonstone. We had a fractured piece that I showed you outside, and it fractured from here. And moonstone is very fragile. And it shears off. So that corner is going to have to be worked out. It's got a nice luminescence though. Back in the barrel. These were damaged. These were really bruised in the rotary tumbler. And that's why they came back to stage 1 to kind of work out some of that bruising. And I'm hoping as we go through the stages, it'll just kind of refine it off. That one's okay. Lots of fracturing in this. I don't hold out a lot of hope for this continuing. It might just break into further pieces. But it does need just a little bit more time. It's kind of a rough spot. This moonstone, the batch that I purchased, it was called Tan, which I think is kind of funny. These deep crevices, I think the ultrasonic cleaner can get. Oh wow, most of this is ready to go. There were just tiny pieces that, like this one just broke off a larger piece, and I just put it in here to see if anything would happen with it. That can shape a little bit more. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because most of this moonstone feels like it's coming out. Wow, look at that. It's a hell of a fracture. It's clean though. I am going to put these in the ultrasonic cleaner right now and see how they hold up. And if they don't, well, that's a piece of labradorite. So rough. If these pieces don't hold up, then they're going to go back into stage 1. If they do hold up, I can keep them out for stage 2. And before I button up this barrel, I want to see what else I can put in with it. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, yeah, that's pretty dirty. Those are those mixed stones that we wanted to see if they could go to 120. And we did a really nice 5-minute ultrasonic clean. No, was it 10 minutes? I think it was 10 minutes. And that's how much came out in 10 minutes. Damn. Alright, I'm going to go dump this outside. I'm going to set these stones aside for a medium run. And then we're going to go back and come back to our sodalite. Be right back. And we're back with our sodalite. I just want to see if any of this is ready to move to 120. And this feels like fresh broken stone. So that is going to need more time. So, whoops, back into the sodalite barrel it goes. It's going to be a problem, child. Just feels really rough. And I'm quite surprised this is not ready to move forward. Wow, I am not finding any pieces ready to move forward. The barrel may have been overfilled because there's been like no real shaping or smoothing or anything that happened. And part of it could be because of the size of the obsidian. Yeah, all of it. Nothing, not one piece is ready to come out. That is all we have left of sodalite in stage 1. I have some snowflake obsidian that needed to come back for some repairs, and it still has a lot of rough texture to it. And I think it got pretty beat up with the other stone that was in this barrel. I don't know, that might come out. That might smooth 120. See, this firework obsidian, which is really rough and really heavy and much larger than the other stones, I put in the barrel for barrel filler. However, they're so big that I think that they damaged the sodalite and the snowflake obsidian that was in with this. So I'm going to pull this firework obsidian back out. I think the barrel was too small for these large rocks to do what it needs to do. It needs to be in a bigger barrel. Alright, I'm going to pull those back out. And firework obsidian. Let's pull this label off. Oh. There we go. Let's just set that with those for right now until I can find something to put that on. Okay, so now we've got snowflake obsidian that requires repair. It just doesn't have that nice feel I just want it all to run one more time. So Snowflake Obsidian and Sodalite are 5.5 to 6 on the most hardness, so they're softer than the Moonstone and Unakite barrel, but they're all about the same size stone. See, these are a 6 to 6.5. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just combine these two barrels. Which gives me a perfect fill. Holy cow. Alright, we're going to compare. There's a whole Mohs hardness difference between the Sodalite and the Unakite. We're going to check it out. We're going to see what kind of damage happens. There's really not enough pieces of any of it for it to make that much of a difference. Oh, sorry, I tore that. Snowflake can go in here as well. And we'll find a place to put the Sodalite. Alright, we combine those two barrels. We're not going to put any ceramic media in there. And we're going to hope for the best. Alright. One tablespoon borax. 1 tablespoon of stage 1 because it's just such a small barrel. Water. Button it up. In the washer. Change the dates on all this to 9/30. You know what? I'm going to make a new label for all that, and then we're going to put it on the tumbler, and we will see it next week. Oh God, I hope I didn't just ruin all those stones. Alright, we'll figure it out. Well, this is what happens when you combine two stones of the same color in the same barrel. I am sitting here with green tree moss agate and green jasper, and I have to try and figure out which is which, and I'm assuming that the jasper is more opaque than the agate. At any rate, it's been running 1 week, an additional week, in stage 1 6090 coarse silicone carbide, trying to catch up to the other stones that I have set aside. So I have some green jasper that's ready to go to medium, and given the look of this stone, I'm going to say any of these that has this is going to be green jasper. Just going to be my educated guess. Let's see what is ready to go to medium. It's feeling much, much smoother, but there's still a little bit, you know, I think that could actually go to medium. I think medium will refine that enough. Alright, let's take more of these. It's this kind of light green. That is causing the problems. It's just a nice agate seam. Or not an agate, quartz seam. This one still feels really, really rough. Look at that. They're drying really fast. You see how pitted that surface is? I want that to work out before I move it ahead. Some of these have just been in for months and months, and that, my friend, is going to happen. That is green tree moss agate, and it needs more time. Maybe get the surface on that side. I just think the light green is undercutting, causing a little bit of an uneven surface. Let's give it some more time. I think that one's ready. That is nasty janky. And nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. A little bit of a druzy pocket there. Feels pretty smooth. Then we get to that spot. Yeah, this is kind of crazy stone. Alright, I think we are done with the green Jasper. I think everything that's left is an agate. The green tree moss agate. Oh my god, that's just nastiness. I think what I had found more on the shelf and added it at some point, and it's just not ready. None of it. Okay. All of that needs more time. My goodness, this poor barrel. So our green tree moss agate had nothing that was ready to move forward. So we'll close this bag up. Our green Jasper is filling this tiny little bag. Let's move it away. Our black Onyx is caught up, so we don't have anything left in here for black Onyx, so we can remove that label. Well, that's nice to know. We've got one ready to move forward. See if I can find all the black Onyx and move it to stage 2 now. Put all this back in here for more time. Now, other things that were in this barrel to help fill it was this great big hunk of bloodstone, which just has a couple of places I want worked out, and I don't care that it spends forever in that barrel. And then I have a broken piece of amethyst. This is a piece of peach aventurine that is ready to move to medium. So I can take that out of the barrel, add it to this batch over here. We have so many little mixed bags and little tiny pieces of leftover batches in different stages. It's nuts. I would love by the end of this tumbling year to have that entire wall cleaned up. Don't know if that's going to be physically possible. And then we have this lovely amethyst that needs all kinds of time. And it was just put into the barrel as barrel filler instead of like ceramic media. I have run amethyst before, and this is just typical. Takes forever. I'll just pull pieces out that are ready. And they can help fill a medium barrel. Yeah, we are damn close on a lot of that. Yeah, we got these little broken pieces here. Alright, I'm not spending any time on that because we're really not running it, but it all can go back. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it together. Oh, I should probably take this great big piece out. I don't think it's helping anything. I am going to take it out. Other than barrel filler, it's such a size difference that it's really not doing what I need it to do. So we are only at half. We'll see what we've got. Some other things that are a size, excuse me, a Mohs hardness 7, and we'll see if this stuff can go in with another barrel. Lots of combining going on. Lots of combining. And then this is what we were using instead of ceramic media for these Mohs hardness 7 stones, and this is topaz. Just pretty little, getting down to nothing pieces of topaz. It's not really good quality. It doesn't have that good yellow. There's another broken piece of amethyst in there. Alright. I'll be right back. Desert Jasper. Down to about half a barrel. My camera's letting me know it needs power. Hold on. There, it's plugged in. Some of this looks like Unakite. It's crazy. It's really, really beautiful. We had some chips that are becoming really pretty little pebbles. The surface of this is crazy, and it's only been 1 week. I mean, it feels absolutely beautiful. It has a lot of character. I mean, it could technically use more time. Like this has got, I mean, obviously it's still wet, but you see it's got some pitting, so that's going to need more time. I might be pulling a lot of this out. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just rushing this. It's gorgeous. It really, really is. I really think a second week is going to do what I need it to do. I mean, there's really no grit catchers. But you see there's like these divots. These are natural little divots in the stone. And it's not really gonna tumble out. But this side could use some more work. Wow. This is so cool. And this just has the host rock on here is really nasty. Like it's porous, it's rough texture, but then the other part of the rock is so silky, glassy, smooth. I'm just gonna let that run. These are good sized chunks too. And I have a lot more desert jasper to keep running in this barrel. A little gritty there. This is so pretty. I love the patterns. It's nuts how like 3/4 of it is perfect and then you get one side that needs all kinds of work. I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not, but we're going to try. We're going to try it. gosh, this is like so a lot. I really don't think this is going to need more than a second week. It is just so awesome. I mean, it's not holding grit. It does feel really smooth. It's not going to hurt it to run a second week. I don't want to rush it. That's just freaking wild. Oh, that needs more time. Had some pits in it. Boy, this is gorgeous. It had such a thin slurry. It was kind of oily, which was weird. Curious. Stuff is just nuts so cuckoo. I love it. I mean, it almost looks like it melted. And it's like lavender. And it's ready. Cool beans. It's really pretty. I don't know if another week is going to help that, but we're going to find out. This is really fun. I love how fast this is going. So all of this is ready to move to 120. And we've got a little less than half a barrel. And I'm going to stick some new pieces in here. Providing I can find where I put it. Because I have more desert jasper somewhere. Be right back. We found our desert jasper. I got a lot of it. So let's put that really cool color in there. Let's just do a nice little peach piece. Nice little two-tone. I'm excited about this. This is crazy. Don't want to overfill it. Maybe one more. Famous last words. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. I'm gonna. Got a whole other. We're going to be running this desert jasper for a long time. I have a lot of it. So let's just settle in for a long haul. Borax. Stage 16090. You know, because we had so much left over, I'm only going to run one. And it's such clean rough. Let's just run one. What's the worst that can happen? It wasn't enough grit. Beats wasting it. Okay. See desert jasper next week. Alright, I'll be right back. And we're back with landscape jasper. It's another new project we started last week. Looks really, really pretty. But we're beginning to see some pitting is being revealed. So this is going to take, unlike our desert jasper, this is going to take more time in our stage 1. There's a lot of shaping that still needs to happen. There's a lot of yeah, a lot of shaping needs to happen. There's a lot of pits, a lot of rough surface. I don't think anything is, going to come out. It's all going back in the barrel. Look at some of these wild patterns. It's really, really cool. And look at this. It's like it's got veins running through it. Colors are really cool. They're all in that little orangey peach kind of yellows that I love so much. Yeah, needs a lot of work. This was a quick check, and we had a couple chips in the barrel, which we expected. But let's see how much stone we have left. We can add more pieces to it. So we had more landscape jasper left over last week. Let's just add the pieces to the barrel. A little more rough. Probably do this for a couple of weeks. Yeah, we probably got a couple of weeks. Keep doing this to it. We don't want to lock it up. We got a couple more pieces left over. Let's borax it. We'll do 2 scoops of our 60/90. When I say scoops, I mean tablespoons. No ceramic media is going in the barrel. It is so pretty. I didn't spend hardly any time on it this week, though. But we've got like 9 barrels to get through, so let's just keep going. Landscape jasper. We will see this next week. Super fast. Alright, so this is the second week going in. Starting at second week. Alright, we'll see this next week. Alright, we're going to pop back to our green tree moss agate. I found a couple more pieces on the shelf. So let's add them to the barrel so that we can have barrel filler. And we're also going to add the last couple of pieces of our green jasper. Let's just get all this stuff cleaned up. Throw those in there as well. And we're still only at half the barrel. Oh my goodness. I'm sure I've got jaspers laying around that I can add to this barrel. This is crazy. You know what? I have some bloodstone. Oh, but these are huge. These need to go on the tile saw. Never mind. Let's go put this with the tile saw stuff. Okay. Desert jasper. That's prairie agate. I'll get to that in a minute. That's it. Job is finished. You know what? Just for giggles, because I'm trying to clean everything up, let's throw some desert jasper in here. We just had a couple pieces. And then I've got this whole little bag of smalls. Desert jasper. Let's try and get small pieces. It's just an interesting shape. make filling those barrels faster next time around. So, I'm just trying to get my barrels running here. Borax. 2 tablespoons of our 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit in there. Let's add some water. Lock this up. Let's add to the label that we added rough. I'm just going to create added rough, desert, Jasper, green, Jasper, and green tree moss agate. And 30. Just going to add that down here. Get rid of this label, and we'll keep that label. We'll mark that 930. And seed this barrel next week. Okay, I'll be right back. And we're back with our Scolecite, which is a Mohs hardness of 5 to 5.5, and it's been 1 week in our 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit, and this is a true experiment because we have no idea what to expect with this stone. But we are getting all kinds of breakage in the barrel, which we expected, and it's just like shearing off. It's not like our typical breakage, which we expect to see things like this, but I mean it's like shearing off into little fingers, which is kind of really super cool in my personal opinion. To see how this is breaking. Whew. Oh, that's the breakage. Now, I have some rough that we cut on the tile saw last week so that you can kind of see what it looked like prior. And you see all of this rough. I didn't want to cut off because I didn't know how much of the stone would have left. And as you can see, from the original to what it's kind of doing. So cool. Look at the pattern that's coming out. This is really nifty. I am so excited to see how this continues. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's like, really, I should just, because I mean it feels so smooth, like it's ready to go to 120, but obviously not any of this. So I think I'm going to just, because this whole thing is a crazy ass experiment, I'm going to throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner and see if any of that comes clean. Because, I mean, as you can see, it's stained. It's got a dark brown color in it and some peach color in it. I don't know how much of that's going to come out. But I have a lot of that sitting there. And, like, look at this piece. There's just a little bit of the host rock left. Wonder how much will tumble off if I leave it in for 1 more week. I am leaving it in for 1 more week. Look at that. That is just wild. Just wild. Yeah, I'm going to give it one more week. And then we'll do the ultrasonic thing. Because I'm just curious how much of this is going to eat away. Damn, this is just so cool. I love this. I love the peach color. Alright, let's just run this one more week. And then we'll do an ultrasonic to see, because we're doing it in the same stage. And so it's any grit that's in those janky spots is gonna, you know, it's the same grit that we're putting in here. I'm gonna actually put some of these bigger pieces back in. I'm gonna put another piece in there. Pull all this out though. I'm gonna put some cleaner pieces. Cleaner meaning not so much. I mean, just look at that. So that's just going to break off into shards. Yeah, what the hell. I got a bunch of broken shavings in there. Oof. That is sharp. Alright, I'm going to leave those 3 in there as examples. This is crazy. Just not so crazy. Only putting one. This is softer stone. One of the borax. Some water. Yeah, it's just nuts. I just love these weird ass experiments. Who knows if this is gonna work. But Scolecite we will see next week. Put it on the tumbler. Be right back. And we are back with our new run of crushed prairie agate. Because we had so much of it on the shelf, we wanted to kind of use it up. Trying to break into new things. This is the breakage and chippage that we had when we cleaned out the barrel. So I thought that was kind of interesting. We had so much little tiny pieces of stone chip off and break off, it actually went through the processing screen when we cleaned it. This is a really thin piece. And it needs a lot of shaping. And it's sharp. Pretty interesting. None of this is going to be ready. We know that. But I just wanted to give you a really quick overview of how beautiful this prairie agate is. Wow. Now we've got some running in different stages. Isn't that wild? And of course these are wet. It does give you an indication of what they're going to look like. They're going to spend probably a couple of months in stage 1. Just based on, you know, and agates are so hard, and you know, they've, you know, what we've experienced with it before. Such a wild amount of patterning. It's just crazy. Like, look at that. Just the colors. Just the different things that are going on in that agate. So there was no ceramics in this barrel, and we got some different sizes. We got some pretty large ones. You know, and some medium size, and there's some smalls in here as well. So it's a good barrel, you know, for different sizes. And I have some, like maybe 3 or 4 more pieces left that I want to put in this barrel, providing there's space. And I'm fairly certain there is. Look at that. That is just so cool. Oh, looks like Alabama. Huh. It's wild. Alright, let's see how much we can get in this barrel. It is far too early for me to pick a favorite piece. There's so much of it. That's cool. That's a druzy pocket that emptied out. Look how clean it is. Nothing stuck in it. Awesome. Yeah, there's more space in the barrel. So let's add what's left of this medium crushed Prairie agate. Add that one in. And that's a really nifty one. That's huge. And it has a lot of host rock on the back with a great big druzy pocket. Great big pocket. I'm interested to see how this piece is going to tumble. Because in my head, I'm wanting to put it on the tile saw and cut off like this big chunk here. You know, and have this, you know, this whole knob be one piece. And then just kind of cut that out. But we're just going to put it in and we're going to check it out, figure out what happens. We can always cut it at a later date. So 1 tablespoon of borax, even though it's a bigger barrel. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of stage 1 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit. I could probably put 3, but I believe there was some left over last week, so I'm going to just put a little bit less in. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, I'm out of water. Pretty much. But there's some in my spray bottle. This is still only about half full. Okay. We will see this one next week. Okay, we are done with our stage 1 barrels, and now we're moving on to our stage 2. We have our black onyx. Everything is all caught up and it's ready to move forward. And unfortunately, it's only in a 1.5 pound barrel. I was hoping we'd have more left, but that's what we ended up with. So Let's put a tablespoon of borax. And then let's take our 120, 220 silicone carbide. And we're only going to put 1 tablespoon in. Because it's a 1.5 pound barrel. And it's probably too much. It is too much. Let's just do that. Add some water. Then we'll button this barrel up. And we'll see it next week. Oh, I'm so excited. Alright, stage 2. Be right back. Okay, when I was going through all of the things that we had set aside, I have a bunch of little things that are a 7, 6.5 to 7. So I've got some mixed Adventurines that have been filling some barrels in 60, and now the stuff is ready to go to 120. So they're going to need a wash cycle. You know what? And let's do the wash cycle in the ultrasonic cleaner, because that'll be faster than running these wash cycles in just the rotary tumbler. So let's do that first. This is all some different Adventurines. Let's pop it in a 20-minute cycle. And let's see what else we have. We have some other things we want to run too. I've got some miscellaneous quartzes that I'd like to run. I was going to put it on a flat lap, but I think we want to take a look at it and see what kind of condition these are in. Like, this is a really big piece. And it's got, I think, I don't know. All of these look pretty rough. They had like little things that needed time on the flat lap before it was ready to move forward. And looking at them now, I'm just going to run them through another 60-90. So this batch is not ready. I don't think any of these are ready to move forward. No, they all need a little bits and pieces of repair, so forget that batch. I do have some white quartz, that white King's quartz. This was all that was left that was ready to go to medium. So let's add that to our ultrasonic cleaner as well. And we'll be back in 10 minutes.